Hello, we are from Group November. Our team members are like Jamie, Si Kai-chi, Chok Xiaoqian, Chia Yushen, Tang Liyuan, and Saga Muhammad Saleh. Today, we will present on Grab using Christensen's disruptive innovation model, focusing on how Grab started as my taxi in 2012 and grew into Southeast Asia's leading super app.
Hi, I'm Lai Jamie. Today we'll talk about the Malaysia transport industry from traditional taxi to Grab car. In the 1950s, taxi were only in the big town like Kuala Lumpur, Penang, and Ipoh. Most were old British car changed into taxi. There was no meter system and taxi was mostly used by rich people. The time the taxi looked like the normal car with a taxi sign. After, in the 1970 years, there were more taxi in the city. Most used Toyota. Later 1980 years will be changed to Proton Saga. The meter system is start, but some drivers still didn't use it. The government will be control the license, rule, and fee, but problems still continue, like overcharging and refusing passenger. The time the taxi will be painted with red and white color. In 2012, my taxi started in Malaysia and later changed its name to Grab. At first, it only helped people book taxi by app. Now, Grab is the bigger digital platform in Southeast Asia. It gives more safety with GPS tracking, driver information, cashless payment, and so on. Grab became very popular because it is easy and safety than the traditional taxi. Any car owner can register and earn extra money with flexible hour. Today, Grab have changed the transport industry in Malaysia, and many people will use it every day.
Hi, my name is Chia Yushen, and this is the poster we have done for our chosen technology, GrabCar. And now I will explain the model we used, which is Clayton Christensen's disruptive innovation model, and how is it applies to GrabCar. So, according to Christensen, disruptive innovation happens when a new product or service enters the market by first serving the low-end customers, or those ignored by the existing providers. Over time, the innovation improves in quality and eventually moves upmarket, and taking away even the high-end customers and disrupting the entire industry. In the case of GrabCar, this pattern is very clear. At the beginning, Grab only focused on low-end customers such as students, office workers, and rural passengers. They usually found taxis are too expensive, unsafe, or inconvenient. So, Grab's mobile apps solve these problems with GPS tracking, upfront pricing, flexible payments, and safer rides. It gave ordinary people an easier and cheaper way to travel every day. As the service improved, GrabCar started to attract high-end customers, including business travelers, corporate clients, and tourists. They usually depended on traditional taxis or private drivers, but with the new features of GrabCar, which is the GrabCar Premium and Grab with Business, provided a more comfortable and reliable service that met their expectations. So, by applying Christensen's model, we can see that GrabCar first entered through the low-end market, then moved upwards to serve high-end market, and finally changed the entire taxi and transport industry in Southeast Asia. That's
Hello, my name is Si Kai-chi. I will share how Grab used Kelton Christensen's disruptive innovations model to change the transport industry. Grab's story began in 2012 when it was called My Taxi. At that time, it was only a simple taxi hailing app solving safety and convenience problems. This was a low-end entry, serving price-sensitive commuters and students who were unhappy with traditional taxi. By 2014, the company changed its name to Grab and launched GrabCar, with more car options and better service. Grab started to move into in the market, attracting a wider group of users with experience much better than taxi. In 2018, Grab made a big move by acquiring Uber business in Southeast Asia. This removed a strong competitor and expanded into food delivery and payment service. Grab had now entered the high-end market, serving business travelers and tourists with premium service. Looking forward to 2025 and beyond, Grab will keep improving speed, flexibility, and safety, aiming to become a super app that covers transport, food, payment, and more. So, what impact did Grab bring? First, market disruptions. Grab becoming a key player in the economy, expanding from transport into food, retail, and finance. Second, new user behavior. It creates flexible jobs, allowing drivers to control their time and income. Third, social and economic impact. Grab fills transport gap in city and rural areas, support small businesses to go digital, and give work opportunity to senior and people with disability. In conclusion, Grab not only disturbed the transport industry but also reshaped the lifestyle of the economic ecosystem.
In this part, I will explain the system logic behind the right fare calculator, and we have three key factors. Number one, the right type, which can be standard or premium. We Number two, the travel distance in kilometer. Number three, whether the booking is during the peak hour, which add an extra charge based on the duration of the trip. Next, we have if and else statement. First, we check the right type. If the user selects standard, we apply the standard base. We apply the standard base factor fare. Uh, Otherwise, we apply the premium ones. Next, we check whether the user enter Y for the peak hour. If yes, we calculate the extra charge using the duration. If not, we only calculate the distance-based fare. Finally, we have another if statement to make sure that the fare never goes below the minimum fare. And we have finally here the while loop. We use the while loop for error checking. If the user enters a right type other than 1 or 2, the while loop asks him again to enter a choice 1 or 2 until he enter the correct option. Same goes for the peak hour. This means the system will not continue to the next step until the user enter a valid number, and also this makes sure that the program does not crash or produce wrong results because of the invalid input.
Thank you, Saga. I'm Jiang Liyuan. Today we will go through our Grab car booking system and gate log. The program first asks me to select a ride type, either standard or premium. If I enter something invalid like 5 or -1, it shows an error and asks again. This demonstrates our input validation. Now I will enter one which is standard. However, since this version only checks numeric input here, if I type an alphabet or symbol, it will cause an input error. This is a limitation of our current system. Next, it asks for the travel distance. If I try -3, the system rejects it. So I will enter 10.02 and proceed. Then it checks if I'm booking during peak time. If I enter a invalid input like Z or L, it rejects it until I answer Y or N. The system accepts both uppercase and lowercase, so I can type either one. I will choose Y. Similarly, since this system only checks for alphabet input here, typing a number or symbol will cause an input error. And then it asks for the travel duration. If I type 0, it rejects it. Now I will enter 15.1 minutes. Finally, I can input driver details such as name, plate number, and car type. The program then prints a clear booking summary showing all details and the total fare. Now let's look at our GitHub commits. The first commit which I implemented at README set up the repository and documents the project. The second commit, also by me, add main.cpp with initial booking flow, corrects the program skeleton and the interactive booking sequence. The third commit, again implemented by me, add fare calculation and improve system flow, adds the fare formula and if-else logic for standard and premium rates, as well as peak hour charges. Finally, the last commit implemented by Saga, add basic error checking and decoration, introduce input validation using while loops, and improve the output for a clearer user experience. Together, these comics show how we develop the system step by step. In conclusion, Grab shows the strength of innovation. It didn't just change how people take taxis, it created new value for society. And this journey is ongoing. As Grab moves forward into finance, food delivery, and smart mobility, we can expect it will continue shaping the future of Southeast Asia digital economy. And that's all from me. Thank you.